G'day everyone and welcome to the 2023 Queensland Literary Awards at the beautiful State Library of Queensland. Yes. I'm Benjamin Law and I'm so happy to be emceeing tonight's awards, partly because I'm passionate about literature, partly because I'm passionate about Queensland's capacity to attract literary star power, but mostly because I get to do my favourite thing ever, which is to give people money, especially money that is not mine. It's a real privilege to be here with you all on Aboriginal land, specifically on the lands of the Yarragurrah and Turrbal peoples here at Kurilpa Point, a significant gathering and sharing place for First Nations people. First Nations people on this continent have been sharing knowledge and stories for tens of thousands of years, and together they constitute the oldest continuing civilization this planet has ever seen. We are all beneficiaries of that continuing culture. I pay my respects to First Nations elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander audience members this evening. Sovereignty was never ceded. Australia has a black history and this will always be Aboriginal land, and it always was. To welcome us to country is Auntie Catherine Fisher, an Aboriginal elder who was born on and grew up on Cherbourg Aboriginal Reserve, who now lives in Brisbane, where she is linked to the Turrbal people through kinship ties. She has a strong spiritual connection to her people, her land and traditions. Auntie Catherine Fisher is here today on behalf of and with the blessing of Turrbal elder Songwoman Murichi, who is unfortunately unable to join us. But please welcome Auntie Catherine Fisher. Thank you so much, Auntie Catherine, for those blessings, those words, the storytelling, the song, and that powerful testimony, especially today, which happens to be Indigenous Literacy Day. And I think it's a reminder for all of us non-Aboriginal people in the room as well that we also need to be literate in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history. I'd also like to take the opportunity to warmly welcome and acknowledge the Honourable Leanne Enoch, MP, Minister for Treaty, Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, Minister for Communities and Minister for the Arts. Debbie Best, Chairperson, Library Board of Queensland and members of the Library Board. Vicky McDonald, AM, State Librarian and Chief Executive Officer, State Library of Queensland. Lady Jane Edwards, AM, the Honourable Justice Thomas Bradley, Chair of the Brisbane Writers' Festival, and our sponsors and supporters, the University of Queensland, copyright agencies, Cultural Fund, Griffith University, University of Southern Queensland, the Courier Mail, Jenny Summerson, the Hocking Mackie family, University of Queensland Press, and Queensland Writers' Centre. Could you all give them a round of applause? Thank you so much for everyone's support, and a special welcome also to the talented finalists joining us tonight, here in person and also on the live stream. And likewise, our very excellent judges who deliberated on nominations for the 2023 awards. G'day, welcome to all of tonight's guests live, and if you're at home, I hope you are enjoying your pants-free evening. It's a real thrill to be celebrating the best of Queensland and the nation's writing with you tonight, but I also want to go back in time briefly and take you back a decade to when the Queensland Literary Awards were just beginning from scratch, because these awards didn't always exist. But what was galvanising about that moment was how many Queensland writers and people who were just passionate about books organised and mobilised to create these awards. I'm really proud that I got to play a small part in those early efforts, and it's from those scrappy early days that the Queensland Literary Awards have evolved to what they are now. They're a highlight in the nation's literary calendar, where we get to gather in this beautiful part of the world with friends and colleagues to honour and celebrate literature. The Queensland Literary Awards recognise writers from around this continent of rich and diverse storytelling. It's like the Logies, except you actually care about the outcome. And I can say that because I was at the Logies this year. There are 56 finalists in the audience here and online tonight, and we hope that you are all really proud of the monumental achievement of first finishing that manuscript, then getting it published, only to end up here, shortlisted for the QLAs and being recognised and celebrated by your peers. To everyone who wins tonight, congratulations, and to those who miss out, you were robbed. To begin the presentations, we welcome the Honourable Leanne Enoch MP, Minister for Treaty, Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships, Minister for Communities and Minister for the Arts, who will announce the winners of the Queensland Premier's Award for a Work of State Significance, the Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writers Awards, and the Queensland Writers Fellowship. Welcome, Minister Enoch.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. And can I begin in the Jundai language of my people, the Kondamuka people? Yura, Narababajabaru, Wanya Yura, Nyagurajan, Jagajan, Turubal Yagara Yura. So to acknowledge all of our ancestors from wherever you come from, whatever your culture, and of course to acknowledge the First Peoples of this country on which we're gathering this evening, or wherever you might be across the state. Can I also acknowledge Auntie Kath for her beautiful words of welcome. You remind us every time you speak, Auntie Kathy, that we are breathing in the DNA of thousands of generations of story with every breath that we take. And of course, with every breath, that DNA has become part of who we are. And we carry those stories around with us, whether we realise it or not. And so as we are reconciling what's happening inside of ourselves, this DNA that we've been breathing in every step on this country, we've got a big decision to make in the next few weeks. In this state, we've already begun our path to treaty. We saw legislation passed earlier this year to establish a truth telling and healing inquiry, and of course to establish a treaty institute. And I want to acknowledge Annie Cheryl Buchanan, who's been a key player in helping to form the work that's happening in that space for Queensland. But also, next month, we'll have a very important decision to make when a referendum is presented to us as Australians. You will all make your own decision about how you respond to the DNA you've been breathing in every day of your life on this country. But for the record, I am 100% supportive of a yes vote at this referendum. I might just pause and thank you for that encouragement. Tonight there are many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are with you in this crowd, and you may be at home watching live. It's pretty brutal out there. So wrap your arms around each other as good Queenslanders and as good Australians. Take care of each other during what is going to be a very interesting few weeks. But I am forever hopeful and optimistic about the DNA we've been carrying around, let me tell you. And I'm forever hopeful and optimistic about the true reflection of what it means to be an Australian, that will shine through in our conversations over the next few weeks. But on those few words, can I also acknowledge, of course, Debbie Best, the chairperson of the Library Board of Queensland, and all of the board members that are here this evening, Vicky McDonald, our State Librarian and Chief Executive Officer of the State Library of Queensland, all the winners, finalists, sponsors, donors, supporters and guests that are here this evening. A very special guest that has joined us, the niece of David Uniapan, who's here this evening. Elaine, thank you very much for taking the trip from South Australia to be with us and to share with us the excitement that we have, not only of you being here, but the support that we see for writers in this state through the award that recognises your uncle. Tonight is an incredible celebration of Queensland's stories, our storytellers, our writers and the readers who enjoy them. The Palaszczuk government is pleased to continue its long-term partnership with the Queensland Literary Awards, furthering our commitment to recognising and championing literary talent, innovation and creative thinkers. We recognise the importance of ongoing investment in the literary sector, engaging readers and securing the future of quality writing in Queensland, showcasing uniquely Queensland stories and honouring the diversity of our state. Our commitment to the QLAs is securing our next generation of writers and readers and enabling platforms to tell uniquely Queensland stories, delivering on key priorities of our 10-year Creative Together strategy. State Library is an important home for readers and writers, providing access around the state to information, literature, personal and social histories, and the tools to make something truly impactful from these. I also acknowledge the work State Library has achieved in nurturing the careers of First Nations writers, providing fresh voices and viewpoints. At an important time in our history, as we walk the path to treaty and look to showcase Queensland and our artists when we host the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games, our writers will play a key role in shaping Queensland's unique cultural identity, supporting truth-telling and healing and celebrating our unique stories. So before I move on to presenting the awards that I have great privilege to do this evening, I would like to congratulate all the finalists and winners here tonight and watching on live stream. I know it's an incredible body of work that you engage in. I was sharing with some people earlier this evening that it's not just the incredible stories that draw us in, that have been produced, but it's the story of how they're being produced as well that absolutely draws us into this uniquely Queensland experience. But tonight, I'm proud to present the Queensland Premier's Award for a work of state significance, the Young Publishers and Writers Awards, and the Queensland Writers Fellowships, categories that show the depth of talent of so many writers at work in Queensland today. The $25,000 Queensland Premier's Award for a work of state significance recognises writing with a Queensland focus and celebrates important Queensland stories, history and voices. Congratulations again to all the finalists. I think those are real, I've just realised. Read your notes, Enoch.
The finalists for the Queensland Premier's Award for a work of state significance are We Come With This Place by Deborah Dank, published by Echo Publishing, an astonishing dual memoir of the author and her beloved Gurindji country, told in lyrical prose. The Bravest Word by Kate Foster, published by Walker Books Australia, richly imagined, finely written, and with a refreshing openness about the challenges young people face. The Jaguar by Sarah Holland Batt, published by University of Queensland Press. A moving exploration of family dynamics, ageing, memory, desire, and art. Bone Memories by Sally Piper, published by University of Queensland Press. A deeply considered and multi-layered examination of the way trauma is held in Australian soil. Praiseworthy by Alexis Wright, published by Giramondo Publishing. Concerned with issues of sovereignty, ongoing colonisation, and climate change, this novel is timely and urgent.
Well, I feel for the judges because you can just see from that how amazing the talent that's on display. But the winner of the 2023 Queensland Premier's Award for a work of state significance is Sarah Holland Batt for The Jaguar.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Auntie Cathy. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, this award is a true honour, in no small part because it places my book in the extraordinary company of writers I admire so deeply: Alexis Wright, Deborah Dank, Sally Piper and Kate Foster. Congratulations to my fellow writers on your amazing works. Thanks to UQP, my publisher, especially my brilliant editor and publisher, Aviva Tuffield, to the Queensland Government and Arts Queensland for their generosity, and enormous thanks to the judges for this lovely recognition of The Jaguar, which is a book about the loss of my father, a man whose gifts to me are vast and ongoing, and in whose memory I dedicate this award tonight. The astonishing news that I'd received a prize for state significance prompted me to think about the relationship between poetry and this place I call home. For a state that sometimes feels quite far from the literary epicentres of Melbourne and Sydney, Queensland has always been a special home to poets, from the first poets whose song cycles mapped this country, to Judith Wright, Oodgeroo, David Malouf, Thomas Shapcott, Lionel Fogarty, and to the younger poets I have the honour of working with today. Queensland poets have helped shape our national imagination, perhaps because from the margins, poetry better sees the centre. I feel honoured to think that my book might contribute in some small way to the mighty body of poetry made in Queensland, and I'm eternally thankful to the poets before me whose commitment to our art has led the way. Thank you very much.
Well done, Sarah. Honestly, it's such stunning work. I really encourage everybody to make sure that you have a look at this. It will break your heart and lift you up at the same time. It's amazing, so well done. The next category is the Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writers Awards. 2 Queensland writers up to the age of 30 each receive a $10,000 prize plus professional development to the value of $2,500. Congratulations to these 5 talented finalists.
The finalists for the Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writers Awards are Jasmine Magaki, capturing the distinctive voice and vital landscape of the Torres Strait. Jasmine's rich publication history spans genres and readerships. Miles Maguire, one of Queensland's brightest talents. Maguire's work has a distinctive voice that sparkles with dry wit and fresh insight. Jonathan O'Brien. Jonathan works with Queensland writers on a range of innovative projects, amplifying their voices and energising the literary community. Alex Philp. With poised and precise writing, Philp's work is steeped in close observation of uncanny moments and intimate rituals. Sean West. West's writing is vibrant and joyful, and he boasts an extraordinary body of work as a poet, editor, producer, and publisher.
So just for future finalists in years to come, you might want to bring your own ooh-hooers with you. That would be great. Okay, the first recipient of the 2023 Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writers Award is Jasmine Magaki. So Jasmine is currently in the Northern Territory, is not able to be here with us tonight, but she has sent a video and we accept this award on her behalf.
Hello everyone, I'm Jasmine and I'm tuning in from Gurindji land in the Northern Territory, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers here as well as wherever you all are too. Winning this award means a lot to me. I've wanted to win a Queensland Literary Award since I was a black and white intern years ago. So I'd really like to thank the category sponsors for this award, the Queensland Government through Arts Queensland. I'd also like to thank the team behind this huge event. I know a lot of work goes on behind the scenes. And I'd like to thank the judges. You wrote such kind and encouraging words about my application, and it really means a lot. And of course, a big thank you to my family and friends who I wouldn't be reading and writing without. I wish I was there to celebrate with you all, but have a good night and congratulations to the other finalists and winners of other categories too. Bye.
The second recipient of a 2023 Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writers Award is Jonathan O'Brien.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Enoch. Thank you, Queensland Literary Awards. It's a real honour, of course, to receive the Queensland Premier's Young Publishers and Writer Award. I've been applying for this award for years, since... I don't know why you guys are laughing. Since 2018. This is my 6th time round, and to finally win is truly an honour. It's especially an honour because the finalists I'm amongst some of my favourite Queensland writers and colleagues, Alex, Miles, Sean and Jasmine, all of whom do incredible work for Australian writing and publishing, and a few of whom I've worked with previously. I want to thank everyone who's ever read anything I've written, and also anyone who's published me, or better yet, let me publish them. Thanks to my family, of course, who are here tonight, regrettably. Not least for letting me do editing on the computer when I was a kid, because now I get to do editing on the computer, but I'm an adult. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Finally, as with all my income, 10% of the prize will go to The Life You Can Save. It costs $7,500 to save a life in perpetuity. Thank you to the judges, to the Queensland Literary Awards, the Queensland writing community. Thank you to Arts Queensland and the Queensland Government for sponsoring this award. Winning it really means a lot to me, so thank you all very much.
Okay. You're nearly finished with me. It is now time to present the Queensland Writers' Fellowships. Supported by the Palaszczuk Government through Arts Queensland and State Library of Queensland and administered by the Queensland Writers' Centre, each fellowship includes $15,000 along with career development support valued at $4,500. The panel assessing these applications commented that they read an exciting array of proposed projects across forms and genres. Judges said they glimpsed the range, depth and breadth of writing in Queensland and noted the constellation of relationships and support that underpins our vibrant literary community. I wish the fellows every success with their writing projects. The first recipient of a 2023 Queensland Writers' Fellowship is Al Campbell.
Al Campbell for Draw 64. Weaving with empathy and elegance through devastating subject matter, Campbell's novel about an unsolved Queensland crime is timely and worthwhile.
Hello. Look, actually, if anyone else is wondering, as I am, I did check with the library and it is the right Al Campbell. So I am supposed to be here. Thank you to the people who work for Arts Queensland and the people who work for the State Library of Queensland. And thank you to Benjamin and all of the other people who in 2013 helped get these awards happening when the others got shit-canned. Thank you very much to the judges who, for having faith in my manuscript, Door 64, and in faith in me to deliver it. I'm so proud to be joining the list of recipients of this fellowship. You know, people like Laura and Mirandy and Christine and Chris Olsen, oh my God, and now me, which is weird, because I never win anything. I've never won a chook raffle. I've never won a meat tray, which is probably just as well because I'm a vegetarian, but I would like to thank my friends, firstly for being my friends and actually liking me, and for reading my opening pages of Door 64 and assuring me that it isn't the unhinged steaming pile of cat sick I was worried that it was. So thank you to Susan and Christine and Karen in Melbourne and Brendan in Tassie, and especially to Angela Slater, who has always been on my side and who periodically gets out a really big stick that she keeps in the bottom drawer and has my name on it, and she whacks me and says, apply, apply, apply. And so I've applied to 7 things this year, and here I am. Yeah. 1 from 7. Thank you, Angela. And my biggest thanks, of course, to my wingman, Fraser, who is never far from my side, and my other wingman, who is at home watching Mummy. I love you, Rupert. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Al, and thank you for those beautiful turns of phrases. But very good description of how the last awards disappeared. Yes. Yes, I think we all have that memory. Right, the second recipient of a 2023 Queensland Writers' Fellowship is B.R. Dionysius.
B.R. Dionysius for the Eromanga Sea, a collection of narrative poetry inspired by the inland ocean that occupied much of Queensland millions of years ago. This is a lyrical, ecological project.
It's only a 10-page narrative poem. Hard acts to follow. This is the quick, boring speech. It is with a deep sense of gratitude to the Queensland Government through Arts Queensland and the State Library of Queensland that I accept this Queensland Writers' Fellowship for 2024 and the recognition that it involves. I would also like to thank my publisher, Jock McLeod from Calanthe Press, and the members of the Calanthe Collective on Mount Tamborine for supporting my poetry through the publication of my recent collection and for their future support of my work. My 2024 poetry project, The Eromanga Sea, will map the vast geological, topographical, ecological and climatic forces that have shaped our Sunshine State, including our more recent human impacts on the landscape. So, from the artesian basin of my heart, I thank you.
And finally, the third recipient of the 2023 Queensland Writers' Fellowship is Melanie Sayward.
Melanie Sayward for the next chapter. Sayward's lively novel will bring contemporary black life to a wide readership in this dear romance set against the backdrop of the publishing industry.
Thank you. I seem to have a woohoo squad here. Thank you. I want to start by paying my respects to the First Nations owners of the lands that we're on tonight, the Yagara and Turrbal people, and thank them for their continuing care of this beautiful country on which I work. Thank you to Auntie Kathy for that welcome, as always. It was beautiful and heart-stirring, and to the deadly aunties and uncles in the room here tonight. Thank you to Arts Queensland and the State Library of Queensland for this award, which means so very much to me. My first book, Burn, came out just days ago, and in supporting this award, you are actually helping me to move into a new way of working and to create new work, which feels really vital at this stage of my career. I can't take 10 years to write the next book, basically. Thank you to the judges of this award, Dr. Inga Simpson, Dr. Shastra Deo and Ian C. for their work. I know that it's no easy feat to be a judge, and I really appreciate your time and consideration and kind words. And lastly, I want to thank my family and my friends for your ongoing, unquestioning, unfailing support of my writing, especially to my parents, Steve and Anne-Marie, who couldn't be here tonight, but they're watching from home in Hervey Bay. I love you. Thank you for your support. Everything I am is because of you. Big love. Thank you.
So thank you and congratulations to the winners of the Queensland Premiers Awards and the Queensland Writers' Fellowships. I wish you a wonderful year of reading and writing. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Enoch, and congratulations again to the 2023 Fellows. We've got Al Campbell, B.R. Dionysius and Melanie Sayward, and congratulations to the winners of the Premiers Award categories, Sarah Holland-Batt, Jasmine McGackie and Jonathan Bryan. Another round of applause for all of those winners. The next prize is the Glendower Award for an emerging Queensland writer. The award is open to emerging Queensland writers for an unpublished manuscript. It's really wonderful to see the success of our past Glendower awardees. Last year's winner was Yen Rong Wong, who I know is in the audience. Yes, her memoir, Me, Her, Us, which is on sale outside, by the way, was just published last week. University of Queensland Press also published the novel by the 2021 Glendower Award winner, Xiang Lu, called The Whitewash, who is also here tonight. It was shortlisted in the New South Wales Premier's Literary Awards and won a 2023 Australian Book Industry Award. One of these 4 talented emerging authors will receive $15,000 and publication with the University of Queensland Press. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the Glendower Award for an emerging Queensland writer are The Seesaw by Fernanda Dahlstrom, exploring the complexities of trust and betrayal within family relationships. Dahlstrom's memoir is a searing study of identity and justice. Treasure by Sandra Minke, beautifully crafted and magically told. Minke's novel follows 3 generations of the Treasure family in South Australia's Eyre Peninsula. First Name, Second Name by Steve Minnon, an ambitious and inventive novel following a Scottish Chinese family through turbulent experiences of migration and cultural integration. Exchange Me by Margot Shave, a young adult novel about a Belgian exchange student living with an Australian family who wasn't expecting her. A rich and moving story.
The Glendower Award is again generously supported by Jenny Summerson through the Queensland Library Foundation. And I'd now like to invite Jenny Summerson to the stage to announce the winner.
This is going to be boring after all those speakers. I'm delighted to be back at the awards to present the Glendower Award for an emerging Queensland writer. Congratulations to the 4 authors who are finalists in this category. The winner of the Glendower Award for an emerging Queensland writer is Steve Minnon. Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Auntie Kathy. When I wrote this story, this strange story, I worried, how does an unknown writer like me sell a story like that? And that's why awards like the Glendower Award are so important, and why sponsors like Jenny Summerson through the Queensland Library Foundation are so vital. I'd like to thank the judges and to recognise the work of the other 3 shortlisters, and UQP for offering or threatening to publish it. I'd like to thank and acknowledge Michael Muhammad Ahmad, who has been somewhat of a mentor to me over the last few years. And I'd like to thank the Queensland Writers Centre and Brisbane Writing Crew for their community. I'd also like to acknowledge my Chinese and Scottish families who provide me with much inspiration. And I'd like to finally thank my partner, Johnny Ng, for his 1,000-watt smile, which I don't know what powers that thing, but I hope it's sustainable. Thank you.
Congratulations, Steve, and thank you so much, Jenny. Our next category is the Children's Book Award, and this award recognises outstanding books for children up to the age of 12 years old. These talented authors and illustrators are in the running for the $15,000 prize. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the Children's Book Award are The Way of Dog by Zana Freylon, published by University of Queensland Press. A mistreated puppy's attempt to reconnect with his man pup becomes an odyssey of tragedy, hope and love. Jigsaw, A Puzzle in the Post by Bob Graham, published by Walker Books. This magical masterpiece in prose and pictures captures how past and present pieces join to complete a family's life. My Deadly Boots, written by Hakia Hustler and Carl Merrison and illustrated by Samantha Campbell, published by Lothian Children's Books, Hachette, Australia. Inventive, energetic and lyrical language leave an indelible impression in this thematically hard-hitting and emotionally driven narrative. Waiting for the Storks by Katrina Nanestad, published by ABC Books, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. Nanestad balances humour and pathos against the atrocities of war in this sublimely crafted novel of indoctrination and survival. Zadie Ma and the Dog Who Chased the Moon by Gabrielle Wong, published by Penguin Random House Australia. Set in post-war Melbourne, this beautiful nested story blends illustration, prose and magical realism in an ode to human resilience.
Don't they all sound exquisite? I'm going to buy all of those for my nibblings. We'll say that it's for them, but they're actually for me. The Children's Book Award is supported by Susan Hocking and Ian Mackey and their family through the Hocking Mackey Trust at the APS Foundation. Thank you to them for their ongoing support and commitment to children's literature. I'd like to invite Susan Hocking to the stage to announce the winner.
Thank you, Benjamin. It gives me great pleasure to present the Children's Book Award tonight. I'm going to have some samples to take home to my own grandson, so they'll be waiting eagerly. This award showcases the vibrancy of literature for children in Australia, so we congratulate the finalists. And the winner of the Children's Book Award this year is Katrina Nanestad. Congratulations to Katrina. She's currently travelling in Europe and therefore can't be with us tonight, but she has provided a video message.
I'm so incredibly excited and honoured and delighted to accept this award. Thank you so much. Thank you to the State Library of Queensland and to the judges for your time and dedication. A huge thank you to the Hocking Mackey family who so generously sponsor this award. I'd especially like to acknowledge Tren Bing, who first encouraged me to write this story, and when I thought it was too hard along the way, she assured me that I could do it. So a huge thank you to Tren Bing and all the wonderful supportive staff at HarperCollins. This award is a huge encouragement to me as I continue to write children's stories, sometimes difficult stories, so an enormous thank you again.
Congratulations, Katrina, and thank you again, Susan. The next category is the Griffith University Young Adult Book Award. This is an award for books written for young adults aged 13 to 19. We're really delighted to again have the support of Griffith University in 2023 to recognise and reward Australian writing for young adults. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the Griffith University Young Adult Book Award are The Quiet and the Loud by Helena Fox, published by Pan Macmillan Australia. A poetic, moving, stylistically accomplished exploration of the triumphs and traumas of young adulthood. Completely Normal and Other Lies by Biffy James, published by Hardy Grant Children's Publishing. With masterful plotting, this is a nuanced and highly engaging text depicting authentic teen characters navigating grief and trauma. Unnecessary Drama by Nina Kenwood, published by Text Publishing. Hilarious and warm, this novel skillfully examines post-school teen experiences alongside a layered and sensitive exploration of anxiety. If You Could See the Sun by Anne Liang, published by HQ Young Adult, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. This ambitious and darkly funny novel makes great use of symbolism, metaphor, and motifs to explore class and identity. My Spare Heart by Jared Thomas, published by Allen and Unwin. In an engaging contemporary narrative voice, Thomas balances the capability of his strong protagonist with the vulnerability of adolescence.
I am so glad that weird stigma about adults reading YA is gone, so we can read all of those. I invite Professor Michael Ondaatje, Head of the School of Humanities, Languages and Social Science and Professor of History at Griffith University, to announce the winner of the $15,000 prize.
It is such a pleasure to present the Griffith University Young Adult Book Award this year. 5 fantastic novelists from around the country. Congratulations to them all. The winner of the Griffith University Young Adult Book Award is Biffy James.
So I never played sport. Oh, it's heavy. This is legit the first trophy I've ever won. Oh. Thank you. I did some dot points. Thank you to all these really important people in the front row. Oh, you guys are really awesome. Thank you, Michael from Griffiths University, for acknowledging YA as a really cool genre, because teenagers are rad. Thank you to Hardy Grant, my amazing publisher, in particular Marisa, and thanks for inventing the Ampersand Prize, by the way, especially in lockdown, because I had nothing else to do. And Luna Major, my amazing, amazing editor, my beautiful agents, Jacinta de Marze, Jacinta and Danielle, my awesome +1, my mate Mel, who is there, and all my other mates, thank you for lending me money for the last few years. I'm paying you back, I swear. My outstanding family, Bridget and Andrew, Sarah and Lucy, my sisters, my bonus siblings, Kent, Siobhan, and Viv and Luna, my nephew and niece. And yeah, you're all awesome. And thank you to my phenomenal students at Warwick Nabil Secondary College for showing me how to keep writing for teenagers. And all my Year 11s, I hope your SAC went really well. I'm sorry I wasn't there, but you guys were so ready. And thank you. Oh my God, it's really pretty. Imagine thank you so much.
Congratulations again, Biffy, and thank you, Professor Ondaatje. Every speech tonight has been an absolute dream. You're all rocking it tonight. I'm loving it. The next 2 awards are supported by the copyright agency Cultural Fund. The Judith Wright Calanthe Award for a poetry collection offers $15,000 to an outstanding published collection of poetry by an Australian writer. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the Judith Wright Calanthe Award for a poetry collection are Google Collier by Michael Farrell, published by Giramondo Publishing. Farrell's generous, versatile imagination transforms internet tech's info-melancholy into a fantastic jumble of pop culture references. Harvest Lingo by Lionel Fogarty, published by Giramondo Publishing. Deliberately diverging from the status quo, Harvest Lingo offers a sovereign alternative to standard ways of poetic thinking and reading. The Drama Student by Autumn Royal, published by Giramondo Publishing. cleverly conceptual, Royal elucidates the complications of relationships, aspiration, rejection, and grief. Fugitive by Simon Tedeschi, published by Upswell Publishing. Tedeschi applies a musician's exacting attention to musical form and astute interpretation to the work of writing. Exactly As I Am by Ray White, published by University of Queensland Press. An experimental and accessible exploration of genderqueer politics. This is vibrant, tough, and vulnerable.
We're so pleased now to welcome Nicola Evans, Head of Copyright Agency's Cultural Fund and Reading Australia, back to Brisbane again to award the prize.
Thank you, and I'm delighted to be here again to present the Judith Wright Calanthe Award for a poetry collection. It's an honour to support and celebrate the strength of poetry in Australia. Congratulations to the finalists. The winner of the Judith Wright Calanthe Award for a poetry collection is Lionel Fogarty for Harvest Lingo. Congratulations, Lionel.
Minyago, Tinkwalo, Minyago. It's been a long while for me to get Queensland recognition for my weird works that shows art, shortlisted here and there. I was a bit hesitant yet where respect gives to someone like the illiteracy concentration place I have survived. I accept this award as a gate for more because my next story poems are written as better to present to the hoped state people's institution, like who did not get published on not one, absolutely superiority to me and my unions. But I accept an award as the money will help me get things I need for more hours, songs in the house, and songs and dance, and written from real appropriated in accordance. Oh, all our mutual harvesting linguists respect as the approach do change. There's been many a friend that I appreciate getting me to this time in space, those who gave solidarity when I wrote. Well, once I have an original writing worth $1,500 to the State Library, them still have it. After no neo or colonialists gave nothing in over 150 years, I keep thinking I won an award. Celebratory for a change to say I can write about overseas concern, our struggle, Aborigine Oz. A written published needs entwine and partial as poets are coordination to more poets who now appreciate in my new works. Again, businesses must grow engaging. So thanks Copyright Agency, Art and the judges for again seeing my dedication once more, resemblance and remembrance a book as a gap, but which sound, art, touch feelings of laugh when sad, jail, bad dies. You all will know collaborative, general conversation makes the huge higher education being personal when things not political shows poetry usage as power in mind, art and ran out of the dance of policies. The dreaming very hard to be written aloud as the facts are timeless, that deeply why like poems when understood, when land, culture begins taken away, and not given back. There's a fighter, fight wars, are words to bring down oppression. Life in colour holds so much tongues, comforting sensitive voices with the modern cultural talk as written, yet still needs tranquility, sensationalism in its complexion. Ask me now to Queensland literacy as to inspiration, black, young, Australian persons. But when invasionist economical words of sell your soul to the publishers, there are lots of stages in the subjection to do. The struggle as a challenge to perform. I'm more old about laminating for the young workshop arose a moment for times to begin, ultra anti-war, saying the planet is a first class pen, but painting uniqueness, completion. United Nations worldwide as to combining Indigenous written language to garden growth. My intellectual came by learning, watching, holding on to gifted memories, and not just my family. So triple secrets, relentlessness, anybody and everybody sit to judge for better leeways. But First Nations networks I was always identified within. Still thanks to the hidden panel for the decision made by you must have been different because I'm a different writer I form. Actually, I did not want to be chosen for all my books, really. This is, I don't even want it to be cheap person, book harvesting lingos as a witty frontline, bringing lighthouses. Writers change things, not so much the judgment on the work, but when action of arts being solutions. My conclusion, there's not the winner prize in my life's cost to wrote on and art on to part ways. I servant to Nangata, position to wise, live power and equality being not a subjective to a subject society. Yet we all routine to find a common discipline to overone injustices. Recognition is not just a show-off thing, it's the importancy, looking out. I am after to dominate the dysfunction, authoritarianism, experience, by my divine win. My mums and dads of ancestors dead and alive could be proud of my meeting the people without any face-to-face on. But in a round fire camp, conform as acceptable as outspoken I am, articulate this thing done for a flower to grow trees, memories of militants, black, red and golden, starfly, butterflying, social gathering. Yes, it's a lingo, go, while now it's in print. Please, Yahweh, go buy it.
Congratulations, Lionel, and there is a stack of his book outside. And thank you so much as well to Nicola. The David Uniapan Award for an emerging Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander writer is open to writers around the country. The voices of debut First Nations writers are celebrated with this prestigious award. Michaela Saunders, who won in 2022, will soon publish her short story collection with UQP, and we cannot wait for that one. One of the 2023 finalists will be awarded $15,000 and will receive manuscript development and publication with University of Queensland Press. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the David Uniapan Award for an emerging Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander writer are Gunimara by Lulu Houdini. With its mix of raw energy and playfulness, this manuscript explores strong themes of place, memory, and connection to country. Always and Again by Brooke Scobie A lyrical collection that cradles culture and queer love. With striking concrete imagery, the author stitches together poems of self and identity. To Give Them a Voice by Maria van Nieuwen. Themes of growing up, injustice, protest and forgiveness are crafted to provide a rich narrative thread. A groundbreaking book of poetry.
This is the David Unipen Award, named after a First Nations icon, an Australian icon, and as Minister Enoch said earlier in the night, we are really, really honoured to have one of David Unipen's relatives here in the room. Auntie Elaine Kropinyeri, I'd like to welcome you to the stage to present the award tonight.
Wow, what an honour to be here. We knew about this award since 1988. I nearly changed my mind about coming because I live in Mount Gambier, way down where it's wet and cold. I grew up knowing Uncle David and listening to him tell many, many stories about his inventions. It's just a pity that the government at the time didn't want to know about them. Australia's Leonardo da Vinci. Think about that. A man that only went to grade 3 or 4, I think. And he knew the importance of education for all Indigenous peoples. So him, Uncle David and many other uncles, they began the Aboriginal Friends Association to lobby the government so that Aboriginal children had the rights to go to school and be educated. So, I am very delighted to present the David Unipen Award for Emerging Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Writer. Congratulations to the finalists shortlisted in this category. And the winner of the David Unipen Award for an Emerging and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Writer is Maria van Nieuwen. Now, lucky Maria's travelling overseas with her family, so unfortunately she's not here tonight. But in her absence, Maria has provided a video message, and her son, Ben, will come and collect the trophy.
I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land of which we meet today, the Turrbal and Yagara peoples. I'm thankful to Auntie Elaine for travelling so far to present this prestigious award. Thank you, University of Queensland Press, Copyright Agency Cultural Fund for their sponsorship. The judges, my son Ben for accepting this award. I have very supportive family and friends, encouraging husband Wim, and wonderful women's writing group. Big thank you, Anna Jacobson, for your encouragement, mentoring, and for reading my work. This award is for 2 amazing family members who have inspired me to write, my mother and Ellen. It's for my family, parents, grandparents, ancestors, all First Nations peoples who suffered injustice, racism, discrimination, segregation. They still do under British colonisation, to give them a voice.
Congratulations, Maria, and thank you, Ben, and what an extraordinary family you belong to. The Van Niervens, just knocking it out of the park. And thank you so much, Auntie Elaine. It's such an honour to have you here to share David Unipen's legacy with us all. Auntie Elaine described David Unipen as the Leonardo da Vinci of Australia, and he forms the backbone of an amazing series, a documentary series that came out this year called First Inventors. It's one of the first co-pros between Channel 10 and NITV, directed by Larissa Barrent, narrated and hosted by Rob Collins, which is distracting, of course, and because he's so handsome, but it's an extraordinary work, and if you want to find out more about David Unipen and all of the other first inventors in Australia, I encourage you to watch it. But back to books. The next award is the University of Southern Queensland Steel Rudd Award for a short story collection, awarded to an exceptional collection of short stories by a single author. This prize is worth $15,000. The University of Southern Queensland has a long history of supporting this prize. Congratulations to all the finalists.
The finalists for the University of Southern Queensland Steel Rudd Award for a short story collection are An Exciting and Vivid Inner Life by Paul Dalla Rosa, published by Allen and Unwin. Dalla Rosa explores contemporary urban life in this confidently assembled collection, a debut writer with a sure touch. Everything Feels Like the End of the World by Else Fitzgerald, published by Allen and Unwin. Blending a sense of impending apocalypse with the everyday sorrows of her characters, this is a thoughtful and prescient exploration of loss. Here Be Leviathans by Chris Flynn, published by University of Queensland Press. Both comic and touching, these stories fizz with a sharp intelligence, while taking delight in playing games with literary conventions. Women I Know by Katarina Gibson, published by Scribner Australia. Strikingly original, this is a clever and subversive exploration of modern life and the pressures that shape identity in a world in flux.
To announce the winner of the Steel Rudd Award, it's my pleasure to invite Professor Jill Lawrence, Head of the School and Dean, Humanities and Communication at the University of Southern Queensland, to the stage.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to join you all at the Queensland Literary Awards to present this special prize. I offer my sincere congratulations to all the finalists. The winner of the University of Southern Queensland Steel Rudd Award for a short story collection is Katarina Gibson for her book, Women I Know. Sadly, Katarina can't be here tonight to accept in person, but she has provided a video message.
Hello to everyone at the Queensland Literary Awards. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there tonight, especially when I'm winning an award in my home state, and there are so many familiar faces that I'd like to say hello to. I want to thank the judges and the University of Southern Queensland for awarding me the Steel Rudd. Celebrating the short story form is really important, so thank you. I want to thank my friends and family, my parents, Mum, Dad and Glenn, my boyfriend Tyler, Miles Maguire, Charles, my wonderful agent Caitlin Cooper-Trent, and my publisher Ben Ball for making this book the best version of itself. Have a lovely night. Have an extra glass of wine on me. Bye.
Congratulations again to Katarina, and thank you, Professor Lawrence, for joining us again at the Queensland Literary Awards. We're really grateful. The next two awards are sponsored by the University of Queensland. Sincere thanks to UQ for their generous support that continues to make an enormous difference to authors. 5 outstanding and groundbreaking novels are shortlisted this year for the University of Queensland Fiction Book Award. And tonight, we will award the winner $15,000. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the University of Queensland Fiction Book Award are Horse by Geraldine Brooks, published by Hachette Australia. Brooks gives us a thrilling and skillfully woven narrative about horse racing, an empathetic and highly original novel. The Sun Walks Down by Fiona McFarlane, published by Allen and Unwin. A sweeping drama and a masterful polyphonic novel that probes Australia's history of settler colonialism. An Ungrateful Instrument by Michael Meehan, published by Transit Lounge. This novel of exquisite harmonies and breathtaking beauty explores the costs of prodigy and the pursuit of immortality. Bon and Leslie by Sean Prescott, published by Giramondo Publishing. A dystopia set in a claustrophobic town with its disappearing dead-end roads and lives. A surreal and wry satire. Praiseworthy by Alexis Wright, published by Giramondo Publishing. A novel of cyclonic rage wrapped in satire and lobbed into the laps of readers. Simply astonishing.
Some heavy hitters there. I'm pretty clenched about this one. I'd like to invite Professor Heather Zwicker, Executive Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences at the University of Queensland, to announce the winner.
What an incredible set of novels. The University of Queensland is very proud once again to support the University of Queensland Fiction Book Award in 2023. I congratulate all 5 finalists. The winner of the University of Queensland Fiction Book Award is Alexis Wright for Praiseworthy. Congratulations to Alexis, who unfortunately cannot be here tonight, but has sent us a video.
I'm deeply honoured and humbled that my novel Praiseworthy has won the 2023 Queensland Literary Fiction Award. Thank you to the University of Queensland for their generosity in sponsoring the State of Queensland Fiction Award, one of the finest awards for literature in Australia. I wish to acknowledge all the shortlisted nominees: Horse by Geraldine Brooks, The Sun Walks Down by Fiona McFarlane, An Ungrateful Instrument by Michael Meehan, and Bon and Leslie by Sean Prescott. Thank you for the important work that you do to enrich a great canon of Australian literature. I'm deeply honoured and am very proud that my dear friend Praiseworthy, a novel that held a steadfast steel grip on my heart, mind and soul for 10 years, is now finding a home in the memories and heart of my home state, Queensland. I appreciate that. Thank you. I know that I could never have written Praiseworthy without the love that I received in the world of my family, and also from the gift of knowledge that I have received from the many wise and visionary countrymen and women whose enormous strength will always continuously nurture and shape my dreams, thinking and imagination. I'm grateful for the gift of wonderment and guidance that I draw upon every day from the greatest library of all, our ancestral country, that endlessly astounds and inspires me. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Alexis, and thank you so much, Professor Zwicker. The exquisite hardback edition of Praiseworthy is on sale outside as well. And now for the University of Queensland Non-Fiction Book Award. With a prize of $15,000, this award is for a work of non-fiction by an Australian writer. Congratulations to the finalists.
The finalists for the University of Queensland Non-Fiction Book Award are We Come With This Place by Deborah Dank, published by Echo Publishing. With a generous spirit, Kudanji Wakaya woman Deborah Dank takes us into the world of her childhood, into her family and onto her country. Humanities Moment by Joelle Gerges, published by Black Ink. Gerges draws on a vast body of evidence to craft a book that is intellectually persuasive and emotionally and personally compelling. Indelible City by Louisa Lim, published by Text Publishing. Combining her acclaimed reporting skills with memoir, Lim has produced a powerful and nuanced analysis of Hong Kong's competing histories. A Kind of Magic by Anna Spargo Ryan, published by Ultimo Press. Charming, funny, and packed full of emotion, this is a courageous book about living with mental illness. Our Members Be Unlimited by Sam Wallman, published by Scribe. Beautiful illustrations and politically sharp narrative provide a compelling contribution to the Australian workers' movement.
Please welcome back Professor Zwicker to announce the winner.
I don't know how you chose. I'm now delighted to present the University of Queensland Non-Fiction Book Award. Congratulations to the 5 finalists. The winner of the University of Queensland Non-Fiction Book Award is Deborah Dank for We Come With This Place.
Hi, my glasses are, that's better, I can see. Auntie Kathy, thank you so very much for your welcome, and I want to acknowledge the Turrbal Yagara people and thank them for their hospitality tonight. Auntie Elaine, thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be in the presence of you. I am beyond thrilled to accept this award, to be nominated in such an amazing company of writers. It's beyond, it's just beyond imagination. I kind of fell into this almost accidentally, and you'll know how new I am to this because I'm not whipping out a piece of paper. But I thank the University of Queensland sincerely for the important support that is given through this kind of recognition, because the role of literature and good literature, and I'm not suggesting that my book is good literature, but apparently it's okay. Literature just, it's such a gift, and to be able to engage in the literature that we have access to now is such an amazing privilege. I want to dedicate this win to the First Nations storytellers, because like like Minister Enoch suggested, the DNA that we are breathing in around this nation has been there for a long time, and it will always be there. So I dedicate this to First Nations storytellers, and I want to dedicate this particularly to Ladi, to Jabambi, to Dungu, to Pirinjalunga, and to Bacha, the next lot of Gudanji Wakaya storytellers. Thank you again. Congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations again, Deborah. I think it's official. Your book is more than okay now. And thank you again to Professor Zwicker. There was a whole row of awards at the start of the evening, and now there's just one left. It's looking lonely. Let's get this done. For the final award of the evening, the Courier Mail People's Choice Queensland Book of the Year Award. This award saw judges in the fiction and non-fiction categories each shortlist 4 books by Queensland authors, and readers across Australia voted online for their favourite books, and we hope you voted, and if you didn't, you must leave now. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. The author of the book, which receives the most vote, is the winner and will take home $10,000. Congratulations to these 8 Queensland authors.
The finalists for the Courier Mail People's Choice Queensland Book of the Year Award are We Come With This Place by Deborah Dank, published by Echo Publishing. This book boasts simple and beautiful language, wrenching emotional power and deep insights. The Whispering by Veronica Lando, published by HarperCollins Publishers Australia. Townsville-based Veronica Lando's debut crime novel is a tale of guilt and memory that spirals when the past collides with the present. Homecoming by Kate Morton, published by Allen and Unwin. Homecoming is a gripping tale of a family's tragedy during a picnic on Christmas Eve, 1959. Bone Memories by Sally Piper, published by University of Queensland Press. A meditation upon scarring and beauty. This is fiction of rare power and grace. The Seven Skins of Esther Wilding by Holly Ringland, published by HarperCollins Publishers. Suffused in Selkie mythology, this novel explores the bond between sisters and the effect of grief on the survivor. The Bodyline Fix by Marion Stell, published by University of Queensland Press. A fresh account of the inaugural women's test match between Australia and England in the wake of the controversial Bodyline series. Cloudland by Penny Van Oostersee, published by Allen and Unwin. A remarkable portrait of the Atherton Tablelands, blending history, nature writing, environmentalism, and personal memoir. The God of No Good by Sita Walker, published by Ultimo Press. A poignant and funny memoir in which Walker grapples with her upbringing, doubts her goodness, and navigates love and loss.
To announce the winner, I'd like to invite Frances Whiting from the Courier Mail to the stage.
Thanks, everybody. I'm so delighted to be here, and I'm so proud to present the Courier Mail People's Choice Queensland Book of the Year Award. These are 8 absolutely terrific books, 8 absolutely beloved writers. They're all just so talented. What a delight. They're all Queensland authors. So big, robust congratulations to each of the finalists. The winner of the Courier Mail's People's Choice Award Book of the Year is Sita Walker for The God of No Good.
Thank you so much, Frances. I'm an enormous fan of Frances Whiting, so I'm very excited to receive this award from the Courier Mail. I did write something down. Thank you to the Queensland Literary Award judges, and absolutely thank you to and congratulations to the other exceptional writers in this category. Some of them, I've read their books and absolutely love them. I'm thrilled to be in their company. But mostly thank you to everybody who voted for my book, people who read it, but especially my friends and colleagues and my students at Mansfield State High School who just did it because they like me. It was very kind of them. And a big shout out to Alex in Year 11 Literature who said, I tried to vote for you, miss, but I accidentally voted for someone called Kate. He will be delighted that I won. And Kate, Morton, Alex has your back. Thank you very much to my family. I'm going to get emotional. My lovely mum and dad who are here tonight. My kids, my sweetheart and my publisher, Ultimo Press, and my lovely editor, Bridget Mullane, who is the sweetest, smartest lady you will ever meet. Thank you for taking a chance on an English teacher from Brizzy. I appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Congratulations again, Sita. That was a great speech as well, and thank you so much to Frances. Please join me once more in congratulating all of the winners and finalists of tonight. Thank you so much to the donors, sponsors and partners for supporting literature and the lives of writers and illustrators through the Queensland Literary Awards. And we have nothing but heartfelt gratitude for the judges who gave their time and worked so hard this year. I've been in their position before. It is not easy. Thanks to each judge for collaborating so carefully and for supporting the literary culture of Queensland and beyond. Let's give them a round of applause too. The lovely handcrafted glass trophies that were delivered tonight are by Brisbane-based glass artists Joanna Bone and Aaron Mikolev. If you have won one, do not lose them like Kitty Flanagan lost her Logie, okay? Thank you so much to Auntie Kathy, for welcoming us to country. Thank you so much. Thanks to tonight's Auslan interpreters, Candice and Kelly. Thank you. And to the musicians, Basocki Duo, who will perform again tonight for all of you at the reception. Now, copies of the books we've all celebrated, recognised and acknowledged tonight will be on sale and ready for signing. So go up to those authors and harass them for some vandalism. The library shop pop-up is out there on the Queensland Terrace. If there's one thing authors love more than a glass of champagne, it is being asked to sign their book while they're enjoying a glass of champagne. Thank you again for all of you who are joining us here on the live stream tonight, and of course all of you here on site at the State Library of Queensland. Thanks for your support during the first 10 years of the QLAs. Here's to another decade, and I can't wait to see you out on the terrace for refreshments. I've been Benjamin Law. Thank you so much and have a great night.